Welcome to VetaHumanz Live, a podcast that highlights the role of VetaHumanz. VetaHumanz are human beings with superpowers who protect animal and public health. Another word or synonym for VetaHuman is veterinarian. VetaHumanz come to exist and develop superpowers after overcoming extraordinary challenges like veterinary school, working in private practice, or even in a research lab, and of course, personal challenges. Once facing these challenges, the VetaGenes are activated and superpowers are expressed. VetaHumanz use their incredible superpowers to prevent threats to animal and public health. As VetaHumanz, we prioritize sharing our whole stories and not just highlight reels. We aim to create a diverse, inclusive, and unified veterinary profession supporting each other and future VetaHumanz in protecting human and public health. We have an amazing podcast season planned, but first let me introduce myself. I am New Dawn, aka Dr. Tiffany Lyle. I am a disease investigator, and in my day job, I am a veterinary anatomic pathologist. My superpowers are discovering the amazing features of the brain, sharing information that keeps people and animals healthy, and finding amazing scientific friends to identify and treat new germs. All right, everyone, welcome to VetaHumanz Live. I have a goat vet here, Dr. Alan Cannedy, and I am so excited to talk to him about his journey through veterinary medicine, what decisions worked best for him, what challenges he had to overcome. We'll also learn a little bit about him just from the fun side during our Capes Off section, and ultimately we'll learn how he uses his powers for good. So Dr. Cannedy, welcome to VetaHumanz Live.
Thank you, Dr. Lyle. I am excited to be here and looking forward to our conversation.
All right. Can you tell me, how did you come up with your superhero name, Goat Vet?
I came up with that because goats are my favorite animal on this planet to work with. Goats are fun. They are mischievous. They're always looking to get into trouble. They remind me a lot of my nieces and nephews growing up. So the name that they have, especially baby goats of kids, is quite appropriate for them because kids certainly are live entertainment. And,
that is true.
To get into something.
That is certainly true. So I guess that that's part of the reason how you chose your favorite role as a veterinarian. I know you've had several different roles, but can you tell us how you came upon choosing your favorite role as a veterinarian? And you can tell us about several if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. When I was growing up, I had no intentions of becoming a veterinarian. I grew up, and my father and my parents and my family were into concrete. My father was a concrete contractor, and I didn't like that. So I would jump on my mini bike after school and ride to a friend's dairy farm, and I would help milk cows, take care of those dairy cows. And that's really what got me interested in wanting to help animals, but even more so pushed me towards my obvious pursuit of the profession of veterinary medicine, which I hadn't intended on doing until after I graduated from high school. But working with those dairy cows, which was my original passion and what I had always planned on going into, working with dairy cattle, was the thing that drove me towards becoming a veterinarian. But once I finished veterinary school at Tuskegee, I went and did an internship and saw probably more goats doing my internship and then my residency, doing that first month of the residency, than I had my entire time. So I realized that my longevity and ability to stick around in this profession would last and be a little better for me in working with goats that, say, weren't as big as cows.
Oh, right.
That's what got me interested in goats.
So how did you, when you first had your experience with dairy cattle, did you have any experience at all, or did you just try it and learn on the job?
No, it was on the job. My brothers had also done that dairy farming as well, and it started out just milking cows. I was the person that was responsible primarily for washing udders, keeping the cows clean so that when they put the machine on, that we weren't getting a lot of dirt in the milk. So it started out there, and then I learned how to actually milk them. At that point in time, we were using machines. It was not being done by hand. We're past that stage. So I learned to milk cows, and then learning all the health components of making sure that they were being fed properly, that they had good clean bedding and things of that nature, so that all of the products that we got from them were clean and healthy for us to consume as humans. So being that food animal veterinarian was the thing that I always pursued all the way through vet school, mainly because of that.
Wow, that's really wonderful. Was there a mentor that you had in that first experience, or in your internship experience, that you remember that really had an impact on you?
Mainly the mentor that I had that had the biggest impact on me was at veterinary school itself. A faculty member at Tuskegee by the name of Dr. Kenneth Newkirk, who was a large animal, food animal veterinarian, and he himself really wasn't the traditional individual to go through and grow up on a farm or anything like that. He grew up in New Jersey, so he had a similar background to me in working in construction, or having family that did that. And I wasn't initially planning on doing large animals, especially cows, but was drawn to it by the passion and interest of wanting, again, make sure that those animals that we use for food's sake had a good, healthy, happy quality of life before going on to provide substance for us as humans. So Dr. Ken Newkirk, who'd also done an internship at Tennessee, was my inspiration to go that pathway and continue on towards academia the way that I have.
Wonderful. So what do you do every day at work?
Wow. Okay. Well, every day at work for me is quite different each day. When I do my administrative work at the College of Veterinary Medicine as a director for diversity, it's mostly, all the components of recruiting. I serve on our admissions committee at our College of Veterinary Medicine. I help do things to retain and support specifically our students of color at our College of Veterinary Medicine. But I also work with other students that have that interest in my primary area of focus, which is the small ruminants and camelids. So I have student advisees that are also interested in working with the small ruminants, being sheep and goats mainly for me, and then the camelids, which are llamas and alpacas. So I provide them opportunities to come out and shadow me, join me in my private practice, and working with these animals that they also love and desire to work on. And that's pretty much how my typical day and week, I shall say, goes. It's administration at our College of Veterinary Medicine, and then in the private practice. Usually, I do most of my private practice routine work on Fridays and half days Saturdays. So that's when I get to go out and relieve myself and enjoy being out in the field on the farm.
So you're in the office for about 4 days a week, and then you're out in the field for about a day and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. And then are you visiting farms typically, or also pets that people may have as small ruminants?
Yeah, it's mostly what I do is on the farm, house calls. So my mobile vehicle is my hospital on wheels, in a sense. I get to jump in my veterinary truck and drive to a person's house or their farm and see their animals there. Now, I will say that most of the animals that I work on, and I use the word animal loosely because most of the ones that I work on are actually pets. And most people don't want you calling their pet an animal. They prefer you call it their beloved companions. So the bulk of, and again, I say 75–80% of my patients that I work with are considered to be companions or pets to people.
Okay. So I got another big veterinary medicine question for you, and that is, what is the most exciting part about veterinary medicine to you, about our field?
There are many exciting parts about the profession of veterinary medicine for me. Getting a chance to work with young individuals, those students that have that interest in wanting to become veterinarians, and helping them achieve their goals of getting admitted into veterinary school, and then seeing the things that they do after they graduate to go out and pursue their dreams and becoming the professionals that they do. That's a huge part of the pleasure and enjoyment that I have as a veterinarian, getting a chance to work with and mentor young individuals that want to go into this profession. But the other piece that connects with, again, the education component is educating my clients as well about the profession of veterinary medicine and the things that go on that they have no ideas about that veterinarians do, and showing them that people from all different types of backgrounds, races, creeds, genders can do this and do the things that they want and need to have done to help their pets or their animals in the situations that they're calling upon us to assist them. And then the third piece is watching those animals actually respond to the treatments and the therapeutic regimens that we pick to assist them when they have that moment of need of veterinary care, and seeing how they respond and seeing them go from being quite ill to very healthy and happy. That's a very, very fulfilling part for me as a veterinarian, to see these things happen and to see that, wow, this actually works. The medicine, the drugs, the therapy, all these things that we've been taught to do as professionals, when we put them in action, they actually work.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful, and truly a gift that your students are able to come with you a couple times a week and observe that. That's really huge. So another question I have for you is, what challenge did you encounter earlier in your career or perhaps recently? And what tools did you use that you might have learned in life or as an undergraduate in college or perhaps in vet school to overcome that challenge?
Yeah, and I'd have to say the biggest challenge here recently, and I'm sure that many of my other colleagues have had to deal with, is dealing with the pandemic that we're experiencing right now with COVID, and understanding that even though our communities and our society are still at odds with addressing some of the issues around COVID, that we as veterinarians are still out there and still expected to provide the services that we do in helping these animals in their times of need. So still getting and agreeing to get individuals that need to agree to my requirements as a professional to provide services, i.e. wearing masks to protect myself and to protect others around, my students, my patients as well, because again, we're still learning about this particular disease and how it potentially may transfer or transmit to animals or from animals. So this has been a huge challenge. And again, we're going to have more of these challenges that as professionals and in this wonderful profession of veterinary medicine to address and deal with. But getting our clients to understand, accept, and respect, again, all of these things that we need as individuals providing the services that we do to their animals has been a challenge, but also an educational piece that's been good for all of the people that I work with and society.
Okay, well, thank you. I mean, that's really important and so important for those of us, for me and for others listening, to understand just different ways that we can approach and encounter and work our attitude when thinking about challenges. All right, now we're going to transition at this point in the podcast to a little game, just a quick rapid fire game. And I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions. I'm going to start off pretty easy. And just should be pretty, I think I might know the answer to a couple of them already just from our conversation. But I will go ahead and kick it off, and also from your alma maters, I might know the answer to the first one. All right, so we're going to play our game, Capes Off. Here we go. What is your favorite color?
Green.
Oh, green. I thought that was going to be red or maroon from NC State or Tuskegee. Green. Okay. Season, winter or summer?
Absolutely summer.
I was going to say, do you actually have a true winter in North Carolina? Seems like
We may get
variations on some.
about 5 days of true winter.
All right. I think everybody can guess this. Favorite animal?
Goat.
Okay. Favorite year in school, including college and veterinary school?
Oh, wow. Favorite year in school was probably high school senior.
Okay, great. And what's your favorite hobby? What do you enjoy to do for fun?
Well, I have two favorite hobbies. My first and most passionate one is fishing. I love fishing because I also love eating fish. I am a food animal vet, so I love making sure that those animals that I'm catching are healthy and taste good. But the other is playing golf. I love to play golf, and I try to travel a lot. I travel a whole lot prior to COVID, and every place that I go, I try to either play golf or fish.
Okay, wonderful. Bringing that balance to your work life.
Exactly.
All right, and as we wrap up, I have one final question for you. And as VetaHumanz, we all try to use our powers for good. So how do you use your powers for good in your role as a veterinarian?
Well, the biggest use of my powers tends to happen when I am doing my administrative work and out representing the veterinary profession in my role as a representative here at NC State, being again their director for diversity. There are not many veterinarians that look like me out there, so when I can go and show people in our society that veterinarians come in all different sizes, shapes, and colors and genders, that really has a major and I think lasting impact on them and their views on who veterinarians are, what we do, and how we go about doing things. So that is probably one of the biggest uses of my superpowers, I'd say, as a goat vet, to go out and show, again, our people around society and in the world for that matter, that veterinarians can do things that are amazing things that sometimes people don't think about when they think about us in the profession.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Cannedy. I'm so glad that we had Dr. Alan Cannedy from NC State, the Director of Diversity and Small Ruminant Veterinarian. So thank you all, and tune in next time for VetaHumanz Live.
Thank you, Tiffany.